I'm here with Mason Wolno, one of the co-founders and CEO of Generation Esports, one of the largest and longest running competitive gaming organizations for high school students in the United States. Now, Mason, I know it's been a big year for your guys' organization. Can you take me through some of what's happened for you guys in 2022?
Yeah, 2022, we acquired two companies. One was called Wizard Labs. It's a clipping and streaming technology. And the other is Military Gaming League. So it's more of a community for veterans and active duty servicemen and women.
And I know this is also your guys' unofficial 10-year anniversary. Can you talk about why you wanted to work with students and introduce gaming into the classroom?
Yeah, so we can go back to the beginning a little bit. We started with, it's kind of a passion project. We kind of talked about the name and kind of just fell into our hands, and we were like, okay, well, nobody's doing this. Researched it, shopped it to friends and family. They're like, it's a great idea. See what you can do with it. And that's usually a good sign. So we ran a tournament, called it Summer Slam or something, and had like 8 teams sign up. And then over the years, we just kept building that community of high schools. We couldn't verify anything, so we didn't really know if they were actually high school students at that time. But we started building, so that's where AJ kind of comes in, one of our other co-founders and CTO, comes in and kind of says, hey, we need to have some structure here. There needs to be some sort of way that we can control this, verify that these are our students and the clubs are actually set up. So he came up with something he called the partnership program. And that was really the first time in the history of esports that high schools were competing against each other officially. So there was, the club was set up officially, teacher there for oversight, administration gave approval for name, logo, likeness, things like that. So that's kind of the story of High School Esports League. We got to about 160 schools the first semester that we launched that. And then by the end of that next year, we were at over 500. Now we're at about almost 5,500 in our community. And since then, we used to be called the High School Esports League. Now it's Generation Esports. High School Esports League still exists as a brand and a community. We now have Middle School Esports League as well. And then we operate for a number of different collegiate conferences and a governing body called the NJCAA, Peach Belt, ECC, a number of others. So we're kind of trying to make that pipeline from middle school, even in elementary, that's to be coming soon. So middle school, high school, college, military fits in there pretty well with the career path, and just building those communities and trying to make it as sticky as possible and as fun as possible and create as many opportunities for the kids as we can.
Gotcha. And building off that, creating the opportunities for the kids. I know you guys have done a lot of research, and a lot of your goals are kind of helping improve things like attendance or grades or mental health and self-esteem. Can you talk about the impact you've seen on the students?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. So with just the after-school program, we saw attendance rates rise over 10% across those that had participated in the after-school program. Kind of tangentially to that, about 80% of the people that participated in the after-school program had never participated in anything before at school. So we're serving a market that is traditionally ignored by the school system, which is incredible. And that'll lead into some more stats I'll throw at you. But just for the after-school program, GPA was a 1.4 GPA boost on average for those schools that we had participating. And then, so we did a national study as well. And this was, we brought in some doctors and pediatricians and all this, podiatrists. So we did a study around self-esteem and self-efficacy. The CDC has declared a national emergency for mental health. We think we have a piece of the puzzle to help with that. And it's our in-school curriculum. So now we're introducing in-school class credit, and we're using gaming as a tool to kind of gain interest among an uninterested group. And so we have 5 or 6 classes now, sorry. 300 schools are teaching the first one. We just started selling it about 6 months ago. And we have estimated about 1,500 will be teaching it next year based off of our signed contracts and pipeline. The study, though, found upwards, so for females, LGBTQ, and African Americans, found 35% increased efficacy, self-esteem. And when you're doing a study like that, anything from 5% up is considered incredible. So we're talking, numbers 20 to 30% and above. So really making the positive impact on kids' lives that are traditionally ignored.
That's wonderful. So other than the continuation of the work that you guys have been doing and continue to do, what else should we be on the lookout for in 2023 from Generation Esports?
So I think you can expect a doubling down of the curriculum because we're seeing such positive outcomes, and probably more from us regarding the scholastic space. We do things outside of the scholastic space sometimes as well, but we're really trying to focus ourselves and get that dominated, and then we can kind of make bets onto that.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and good luck to you guys in 2023 and beyond.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
I'm here with another co-founder of Generation Esports and a CTO, AJ Hockey. Now, I know you guys acquired Wizard Labs out of Santa Barbara, is that correct?
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica, okay. This spring. Can you talk about what it is that you guys see for that partnership and how that's going to play out in the future for you guys?
Certainly. With Wizard Labs, it allows us to kind of break the mold in streaming and content creation. What the motivation was, it allows us to democratize content creation and allow basically anybody to become an esports creator or a gaming creator with low barrier of entry. So traditionally, if you wanted to stream on Twitch, you'd have to download OBS, set up all this peripheral stuff. It's just super complicated. With Wizards Lab on our platform, all you have to do is like 3 clicks and you're streaming live content. And then on top of that, we want to make it super easy for people to generate content from those streams as well. So we're working with AI to make it a lot easier for people to generate that content and hyper syndicate that content.
Gotcha. Okay, so just kind of helping add accessibility.
Certainly, yeah.
Okay. And I know you guys talked about with students, in terms of mental health and also raising self-esteem, kind of adding that layer of accessibility, but also kind of giving them their wins, their moments. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. Traditionally, the esports space and gaming space has traditionally been very dominated by men. And what we've seen with the curriculum and what we've done there is we've seen that open up to multiple different demographics. Like Mason said earlier, LGBT cohorts were impacted very positively by the curriculum, as well as female cohorts. So we're seeing more inclusion within the esports space as well with those efforts.
All right, fantastic. Appreciate you joining us.
Awesome, thank you.